Hello and welcome to The Voice. My name is Joseph Salama. I'm here with Sabrina Squires, who is the candidate for the Director of Communications with Huskies United. Thank you for taking some time and
Thank you.
staying here with us. Yeah, absolutely. So let's launch right into it. What experiences do you have that will prepare you to improve communications for the association?
Well, currently right now I'm the Vice President of Service and Scholarship on the Pan-Atlantic Association. So with that position, I'm constant in communications with various groups on campus and in the Seattle community. Communications in my position right now is essential. That's what I do. I communicate various events that happen on our campus. So I'm the liaison between nonprofit organizations in the Seattle area to the chapters and to all their members. Mm-hmm. So basically, if I had horrible communication skills, a lot of the service opportunities and scholarship programming and philanthropic events that the Greek community does wouldn't happen. So having excellent communication skills is key for my position on Pan-Atlantic right now. In addition, I'm an intern at dogmeeting.com, and through that position, I've learned video production skills, how to write press releases, which would be key for this position as well. Also, interviewing techniques, and just really getting my footstep into media resources, whether it's dogmeeting.com, an online blog, or working with the Daily because they're at the press conferences as well, or even King 5 or Cairo and Como. We'd always be at press conferences together, so I really got to kind of develop a relationship with different delegates that were sent to the press conferences through that position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, this one's it's a hypothetical situation. There is a crisis on campus, a student crisis. Let's say, for example, looking back at it a little historically, the dog pack and how it was moved in Husky Stadium, a situation that needed an emergency mobilization to voice student opinion. What steps would you take to mobilize that student voice?
Definitely addressing the student body and letting them know that we're here, because the student voice is what is most important. Everyone that's on the board of directors, we're trying to serve the rest of the student body. We're here to serve them. So wanting to know what they want from us is crucial. I think definitely my idea of using YouTube to broadcast videos to the entire student body would be essential in this case, informing the student body that we're here for them and we want to know their opinion of what they want from us. So using that use of technology, YouTube videos, to get our entire voice out there in a quick manner so a lot of the student body can see it, it would be essential. And also using social media in the sense like Facebook, Twitter, because using those social media websites gets a quick response. So using those tools will be a definite essential in that scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving to number 3, this one is an element within the bylaws, the job description in the bylaws. The Director of Communications is charged with creating the annual report for the association. In your mind, what is the annual report? And what information does it contain, and how would you go about creating it?
Definitely. For the annual report, the way I look at it, it's a bunch of information about UW in general. And in the future, what I would like to incorporate in it would be to use other communities on campus, whether it's the Greek community, underprivileged communities, or the residence halls, getting all of that information and putting it in the annual report. Luckily, I actually have experience writing reports such as similar to the annual report through Pan-Atlantic. I have to create these 2 huge reports talking about all the service events and philanthropic events that the Greek community puts on. As well, I'm treasurer for my chapter, Kappa Delta Sorority, so every month I have a report due about our financial business and everything that's treasury related into my chapter. So I have experience writing a report similar to the annual report that the Director of Communications would be creating.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. The Director of Communications now is the ACW liaison to the Daily, the primary newspaper here on campus. What specific agenda items do you wish to accomplish with the Daily if elected?
Well, if elected, one of the first things I would do would be to set up a meeting with the Daily and making that relationship strong right off the back. If I'm elected, I will want to work with the Daily as much as possible. I would like my idea would be to have a delegate from the Daily at every event so they can publicize it. That's a big thing with me, collaboration. I want to promote every organization's events because I think that's so important, and I think if we do that, participation in these events will increase. So just working to build a strong bond with the Daily and hoping that we can work together to publicize just everyone's events or even lobbying efforts, just everything in general, because I really want to publicize everyone's events so everyone feels included, and yeah, so basically everyone feels included within ASUW.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let's see. Our fifth question is, this position not only liaisons to the Daily, but also liaisons to regional media sources such as King 5 and Seattle Times. What is your strategy to develop a relationship with these broadcasting stations?
Well, in addition, like if I'm elected, my first step would be to set up a meeting with delegates from King 5 or Cairo and Como, because I think meeting them face to face and going up to them and be like, hey, I want to work with you, that face to face meeting will be essential in starting the relationship. Also, press releases are key, and fortunately, I've learned the experience of how to write one through my internship. So press releases are going to be essential in this position to informing them of the events that are happening on campus, to hopefully having them come here to publicize all the events. Because I think ASUW has been lacking outside media sources, and that's one thing I really want to change. So having the ability to write press releases will be really useful in this position. As well, I actually have an internship set up this summer at King 5. So if elected, hopefully I can use those relationships I've built throughout the summer and the fall with my internship and bring them back to campus, and hopefully use those bonds to create a strong relationship with ASUW and resources like King 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. How can ASUW's communications evolve into new media in social media, and how would you guide this evolution?
Definitely. We're in a new age where Facebook and Twitter is everything. People's professions is to be on Facebook all the time. So using Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. is going to be essential. Like I've said in many forums, my goal is to use YouTube to broadcast just opportunities that are available to the students, just news that are happening within ASUW. Doing that monthly, I would love to be doing. Also, using Facebook and using Twitter to update constantly about different events that are happening on campus will also be useful. In addition, I really want to use the ASUW calendar as a way of promoting everyone's events. I know there might be like confusion, difficulties getting everyone's events because sometimes time commitments overlap, but luckily I have experience with that with philanthropies, because I'm in charge of the calendar with all the philanthropic events that happen in the Greek community. So I feel like I could find a way to work that out so everyone would be happy. Also, using the ASUW calendar as a branding tool. So my hope is that the ASUW calendar would be on every RSO's website, and so everyone who's looking at that website will be able to look at everyone's events, which would be great. So hopefully participation would go up.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me see if I have any more questions here. So our last question is, this is a completely new position. ASUW hasn't done this before, and it's been a while since we've had a PR coordinator outside of Chris Jordan for this year. What do you believe are important characteristics of this position as a whole?
Definitely, especially since there is no precedent for this position.
Yeah. You
have to be a self-motivated person. You have to be willing to take risks, because you're going to make mistakes, essentially, because there are no guidelines. And luckily, with my internship at dogman.com, there really was no precedent there as well, and there were no guidelines. My boss basically said, he gave me the freedom to do whatever I wanted, and he basically said, I'm not going to hold your hand through this, Sabrina. You're going to get out whatever you put in. And so luckily, that's what I want to do with my future, is I want to be a sports broadcaster. So I took full advantage of everything I went to, every press release, every press conference, every person I interviewed, from Jake Locker to Romar. I took full advantage, because that's what I want to do with my life. And same thing with my position on Panhellenic. We really don't have to do everything that's happened before us. So I've learned to become creative with different ways to bring surface opportunities here on campus. So just being a self-motivated person, being creative, and just having the technical skills that are needed to be a PR, basically, director. Because anybody can be personable, anybody can be good at public speaking, but also with this position, you're going to have to have the technical skills to write press releases, to work with video productions, to work with websites, and work with social media. And I think having all those qualities is going to make an excellent candidate.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're out of time, but I just want to thank you for coming out.